Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is having a beautiful, blessed, and productive day. And I know the last video I made was over the weekend, so I hope all of you all got to enjoy the weekend with your families and that your week is just going well overall in general. It is a little early in the day, so if you hear my kids in the background, I apologize. My week it's been pretty busy and I've just been really exhausted. So at nighttime, I haven't been able to do my recordings like I normally do, and I post them. So I'm taking advantage of the little few minutes that I have throughout the day. And ironically, I've then tried to record this specific video a few times, and each time I finish and I think I'm getting ready to post the video, I think about something else I wanted to speak about, or something that might be more important, or something that might pertain better to this whole affirmation. So I'm going to try this again. Hopefully this will reach more people than my last ones I tried to make. Even though I made a point, I'll try to add a little bit of what I was talking about in the previous ones in this one. But as soon as I went to go make this video, yeah, I was like, hold up, like I could have totally talked about that. So let's go ahead and jump into this affirmation. Today's late night tip is: my body deserves to be respected. So I can relate to this affirmation on a few different levels, as I'm sure some of you all can as well. If you don't, then your story is your story, and that's okay. And before I say anything, I just want to say that your body is your body, and you are allowed to be and create it and wear whatever you want to wear. You're allowed to have how many ever tattoos you want and how many ever piercings you want, you know, your ass and your titties hanging out, just whatever. You are allowed to be who you are, and like I always say, stand proud in it. So please don't take what I'm about to say as being judgmental or discriminating, because this is just my personal opinion. And of course, I've had my own issues with respecting my body and others respecting my body. So this is just a little tidbit info on how I look at it. Plus, this is not gender specific. Probably one of our biggest issue nowadays is societal generational eras. You got to think about 2 or 3 generations ago, okay? The women and men did not present themselves or talk about their personal lives or act out their personal lives for everyone to see. It was for closed doors only. And that's just kind of like how it was. It was respected that way. And if you did it any other way, then you reap the repercussions of it. So, I think in today's society, it has been a huge ordeal in our generation society to be who we are and to love who we are. Now, I speak very often about accepting us as individuals and just loving your own path and yourself and all of your mess that you make, just loving you in general. I speak highly of this. People nowadays are standing up for what they believe in, who they believe in, and standing stronger and prouder in the representation of themselves. And of course, this has brought a lot of belittling, a lot of judging, a lot of discrimination, segregation. I mean, you name it. And, you have some people who downgrade the next person because they don't like who they are or what they see. And I feel like we've touched base on like what it means to admire and envy the next person because of what they have or what they look like. But it's one thing completely different when you're talking about making choices and decisions that involve your body itself, such as getting surgery done to, change your body type, or to get surgeries done to change your gender, or to have abortions or, procedures done to create and take life, or to, advertise your way in a sexual manner, or to, or there's some scenarios where you're taken advantage of just because of what you look like. And, so they all fall in different categories. And I think it's important to understand that, you have the right to your own body. Like, I feel like nobody can come in and change that or change what you look like or suggest what you should be without you allowing it. And nowadays, it's so much criticism around what another person should look like, how they should be, what makes them ladylike and what makes them a man, and what is respectful and what isn't respectful. But I think the whole true core to it all is, if you respect yourself, if you represent yourself with confidence and not ego, and value and not following the next person, then you're allowing and you're teaching others to respect you as well, which is a beautiful thing. I'm very comfortable in the skin I am today. So, to think back about the person who I used to be, as far as, I didn't like who who I seen in the mirror. I wanted to change my body type. I tried losing weight. I've gained weight. I've done exercises. I've changed my hair color. I've put on makeup. I don't wear makeup, regardless of all those situations, whether or not I walk out the house with my boobs hanging out or I walk out this house with sweats on, there's still those staring judgmental eyes that are bound to cross paths with you at some time or another. And I allowed people's criticism to get to me and allow me to belittle myself and what I look like and who I was. And of course, it got me caught up in some really unhealthy patterns and situations that I'm not proud of. And thinking back on like who I used to be, and this young lady that I was, that did not appreciate the body that I was in, this flesh, this skin suit, that will not be with us forever, but we are to take care of it and make sure that we respect it, because if we're good to it, then it'll be good to us. And, and that doesn't mean that you gotta cake on, a whole bunch of different artificial, things to make you feel beautiful or be beautiful. And hey, don't get me wrong, those things make people really happy. There's days where I put on makeup and I just feel on top of the world, like I'm ready to conquer whatever life is giving me at that moment. But if you're doing it to please another person, stop. Because if you are allowing somebody to tell you what you need to do, what you need to fix in order to be worthy, in order to be respected, in order to be loved or liked, it's going to damage a part of your being that is going to be hard to fix. And I say that from personal experience, because it took me several years to allow people's opinions to change and alter how I looked at myself, until I started distancing myself from those type of people and really started to look at myself harder in the mirror. Like, okay, now there's a few things about myself I don't like and I will change. Or there's a few things that I love and I wouldn't want to be anybody else. So take in mind that the choices that you make with your body, whether it be professional, surgical, personal, any of the categories that we just went over, it is your choice. And that is something that we should take more importance in, because I think a lot of people feel like that they have to fill this happily ever after picture because somebody else's picture is what is, inspiring them. Like, so many people Photoshop what they look like nowadays, or edit the pictures to try to make themselves look better because they're just lacking that security within themselves. And don't get me wrong, especially us ladies, there's always, and men, like I said, this is not gender specific. There's always going to be something about yourself that you're just like, how can somebody like this about me? Or, why do I have to have this problem? Or why do I got to have this funny looking mole on my leg? Or why does my tooth have to be chipped? chipped. You know, like my tooth has been chipped since I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and ever since like my big tooth came in, and it's just something that I've had to, acknowledge and accept and appreciate and be like, this is me. And anybody else probably would have done capped it or filled it or went and got a false tooth because they weren't happy with their smile, but this is my imperfection and I'm proud of it. So it's like I had to look at my imperfections from a completely different viewpoint. And I have my bad days, and I feel like shit and I don't feel like being around people, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect my body. Me being celibate is respecting my body, which has taken me a few different lessons to understand that that's not something that I always have to sit in, but it is something that I respect for myself because it's allowing me to heal internally and allowing me to build the type of value and respect that I want in return when it comes to a relationship. So, that's just another thing. Don't allow other people to be like, "Oh, well, you're too submissive, or you're not, or you're not submissive enough because you don't have a sex life, or you're not freaky enough, or you're not kinky enough," or like, when you are in a secure, confident, loyal, trustworthy relationship, all of those things don't even matter, because when you're comfortable with somebody, those things just happen naturally. And when you make the choice of being solo and single with yourself, and you stop giving your body to others for them to disrespect you, then it's a fulfilling feeling. And I am proud of myself for where I'm at and who I am and what I look in the mirror at every single day. And it took a long road, a very challenging journey to get to this point. And, I love who I am. And of course, there's things that I'm still working on daily, and there's things that I'm going to continue to work on. And it's just all as far as just respecting myself enough to where the next person will have respect for me. And if that next person doesn't show respect for me, then that's somebody that you have to distance yourself from. And, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't allow somebody to come around and pick and poke at you just because they feel insecure themselves. Insecurities are normal. It happens. You have to understand that these are created because of today's society. Today's society has created people to not like themselves, that we're already changing and growing and maturing internally. The society in general is teaching people to be what that person looks like up on a billboard, or to be that person in the magazine, or to be that celebrity on that movie. Like, it's okay to have admirations for people, and to be inspired by certain idols and role models, but don't allow those people to change who you are. Experience, different things to see what you may like, but if you're not comfortable in it and you're only doing it for somebody else, please stop. Sorry, you hear my son screaming in the background. Yeah. So, again, I hope this made sense, and you are beautiful, and you are unique in your own form and fashion, and that is what makes you an extravagant creation. And don't allow nobody to change you. And if you have been through hurdles and obstacles where you have questioned who you are, what you look like, and if you're not happy with them, then change them for yourself, not for the next person, please. If you were brought to this video, then this affirmation is for you. I just want you to know to not give up on yourself. Along with today's society teaching us to be somebody that we don't want to be, it is also teaching us that it's not okay to stand up in who we are, although it is a huge movement nowadays too, and people are still afraid to be their authentic self because of what the next person may think or say. I say fuck them. Be who you are. Take off that mask of, insecurities, and stand proud with a smile on your face, and just love who you are in the mirror. It takes a lot of healing, you all. I'm not even gonna lie. It does. It takes a lot, and a great support group. And if the people around you don't like what they see, well, then change your vision and see something else. So yeah, So much love and light and warmth to each and every single one of you all. I hope that everybody has an amazing rest of your day and an amazing rest of your week. And I am actually working on a couple projects, but patience is what is needed right now, and it'll eventually happen. Thankfully, my kids started acting up right at the end of this video. So yeah. So if you were brought to this affirmation, then this video is for you. If you like the content on my page, then go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you feel like you know anybody who may need this affirmation, go ahead and share. And if you have any comments or questions, drop them down below. And I hope everybody has a blessed evening / day, whatever time of the day it is for you. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks. Have a blessed one.